too many happy Hearts fans leaving the ground tonight because Dundee United have left Tynecastle with all 3 points. Brian Graham on the score sheet off the bench last week scores when he starts. That's 2-2 for him. And then a wonder goal for Nadir Chifji. We've seen a few times this season he's capable of that. Another big night for him and for United. Let's get some post-match reaction now with Emma Dodds.
And alongside me, the two Dundee United goal scorers, Brian Graham and Nadir Chifji. Well done tonight, guys. Nadir, 2-1 winners. How difficult was that out there in those conditions?
Yeah, it was not the easiest. A lot of rain. It was slippery, but I think the boys did really well with it. And we just kept doing what we're good at, playing football, like always. And I think deserved 2-1. It was more for us. We had a lot of good chances, but we didn't score. But we're glad that we won.
You were up against a side who are fighting for their lives, really, all but relegated. How does that differ to playing a side nearer the top of the table?
Well, you need to give them a lot of credit as well. They came back with 2-1, but they had a few chances as well with crosses and stuff like that. And they battled really well, I think. But I think we done really well to win the game.
Brian, your 6th goal of the season for you tonight. You got the opener and you could have had one in the second half. How pleased were you with your own contribution?
Yeah, obviously delighted to be back in the side and scoring goals. That's obviously the football, that's what we do and playing week in, week out. So delighted to be back in tonight and get my goal. That's
the thing, you come off the bench in the last 4 games. Did you see this as a chance to sort of prove what you could do tonight?
Yeah, well, the gaffer had told me just keep doing what I'm doing and I'll get my chance. So lucky enough I started tonight, got my goal, so delighted with that. Man scored the cracker, they got the winner, so happy days. Another cracker for you, Nadir. That's 14 now for the season. They seem to be getting better as the weeks go on. Were you determined to stay on the pitch though with your celebration?
Yeah, of course. You know, you get the yellow cards and celebrations. I need to stop doing that from now on. And well, no, I'm glad that we won, and a nice goal. But I'm delighted for the team that we won. So.
How do you rate your current form in comparison to perhaps other periods of your career? Because, like I say, 14 goals now for you this season.
No, I'm delighted. Like the most important thing is that I enjoy my football, and I go out there with a smile on my face. And if you get that, the goals will come by himself. And well, I'm enjoying my football so much, so that's the most important.
And Brian, the manager's been pretty complimentary about you in the media earlier on this week. What does that do for your confidence when you see those comments?
Yeah, it's obviously nice when the manager of the club's praising you up in the paper. So I've got to take that and build my confidence and keep doing well for the team.
And how high can this Dundee United side finish this season, do you feel?
Well, we'll not put a place on it, but we know ourselves where we want to finish, and we'll keep kicking on at our targets.
Well played tonight, guys. Thanks for your time.
Thanks very much. Cheers.
Stephen Craigan, Michael Stewart and Owen Coyle braving the conditions pitchside. And I have to say, Owen, Jackie McNamara made a few changes tonight, and some of the players he put into the team rewarded them, including Brian Graham.
Absolutely, and it's great for him from a manager's perspective, because you'll have your squad players that every week are saying, give me an opportunity, Gaffer, I can play at the level. And when they come in and answer up as they did, he'll be absolutely thrilled with that.
Just watching the outside there, because he is lethal with that umbrella. Hearts did get back into the game, but it's a good night for Dundee United overall.
Yeah, it is. You know, I mentioned at half time, as long as it was 1-0, Hearts were going to be in with a shout. As soon as they lost that second goal, it was really going to be an uphill battle. And you know, ultimately it was a fantastic goal that's really won the game for them.
It's 7 wins in 8 now. They're on a run again, Dundee United.
Yeah, it's interesting. You know, you talk about the 5 changes. I think it affected their play in the first half. You know, they didn't look as fluent as what they've been in recent weeks, but I thought the second half, you know, they looked much better. I think Chifji came more into the play. Andy Roberts on the left hand side again, terrific, getting forward, linking up the play. So, you know, once they got to know each other's game again, then they took over. But when it goes 2-0, you know, I think you must credit the young Hearts side. It could have went 3 and 4. You know, they got the goal back into it. You know, they had a little bit of a go for the last 10 or 15 minutes, but as always, they just lacked that little bit of quality in the final third.
And Dundee United, when they're going forward and it's fluent, they are so hard to stop. We've seen it a few times now, Owen.
Well, they've got a bit of everything. They've got individual skill, you know, players that can do something on their own, as Sif could prove, but they've also got a good team ethic. They've got pace, plenty of power, and they have players that score goals, and when you have that, it's a great combination.
And one of those players, as we mentioned, Brian Graham, in the team tonight, scored the first goal, and it was a good move, but you were a little critical, all of you in fact, at half time, of the defending, Michael.
Well, yeah, it was. I mean, you know, we spoke about it at half time. Callum Patterson doesn't need to dive in there, although it was a nice wee nutmeg from Doubt. A fantastic reverse pass here, but when that pass goes in, it's Danny Wilson in the middle of the park that leaves Brian Graham in there. We see it here from, you know, it's a better angle once the nutmeg goes in here. But if you just watch Danny Wilson there, he's next to Graham and he steps out, and it's not his decision to make that, because Patterson's still playing the guys on side out of the full-back area.
The lad Wilson steps up there because he thinks the cross is coming in. He's not expecting the terrific disguised reverse pass, and that's what beats him.
That's why, you know, before the game, when I was analysing the young Hearts defenders, I wasn't being overly critical. I was just making an observation that probably a more experienced centre-half wouldn't do that. You know, even the second goal when he comes out with the ball, for example, or even pass choice and, you know, decisions to go and head the ball. Centre-halves make better choices, experienced centre-halves make better choices. Those young centre-halves, for me, need an experienced head beside them. Somebody to talk to them, communicate them, you know, and kind of guide them through the game.
I mean, you played there all your days, Stephen, international level as well. 6 to 8 yards from your own goal, you cannot be gambling, you know, trying to second guess where the pass is, and that's the point that you have to stay with your man, do your defending as you're there to do, and then see the danger away.
You know, as an experienced player, you know, Craig's will be able to tell you as a centre half, I think it's the one position on the pitch that the older you get, the better you get. You know, it definitely is, and you know that's the area that we've spoken about. You know, Hearts throughout the team, they've got youngsters there, but specifically there, that's really been a telling issue all season long, because they've given away so many poor goals throughout the season.
That's their weakness, of course. Dundee United's strength, though, is when they go forward. And Nadir Chiefchi as well. We've seen it a few times from him this season. In fact, Owen, you saw it firsthand before the season started.
Yeah, very much so. In the pre-season game, he hit one from 35 yards against us at Wigan, and we've seen he was an exciting talent. And we've waxed lyrical over the games in the last couple of months when we've been live Dundee United a number of times. And the execution is fantastic, but you've got to say his quick feet in the build-up to it. He's exploited, obviously, a bad pass from Hearts and clearing the lines, but look at his quick feet there. He knows what he wants to do, and it's a sublime finish in the top corner.
It's a poor pass, yeah, but you know it's given away. But the Hearts almost have their full back four in place when it's given away. And as Owen's saying there, it's great feet, real good balance. We said at the start of the game, 2 good feet. But not only that, you know, the finish to finish it off is just, it's absolutely fantastic.
And he was booked last week because he left the field of play after scoring the winning goal, and he's going to be suspended because of that. And there he is, just saying there, still on play, do not book me. Yeah. Absolutely did not make that same mistake again.
But he's single-minded, Darryl. You know, every time he gets the ball, he wants to make something happen. He wants to take someone on. In that situation, he was never going to pass. He had one thing in his mind. He knew if he could get the ball out of his feet, he would get a strike away, and 9 times out of 10 he hits the target. So, you know, as much as he's a team player, he's got ethics himself that he wants to go and score goals.
Yeah, Dundee United, of course, are going to be delighted that he's signed a contract to stay. But Owen, United fans want him to be there, but long term, he has said maybe he would like to move on to England, maybe where he started at Portsmouth, of course. What is his level long term?
Well, you'll never know until you try, you know, and you know, players are more than capable of taking a step back to take 2 forwards. He's done in his career, and what we said, and we alluded to it before the game, he is now showing that level of consistency. We know he's got all the tools, all the tricks, and he's shown it game in, game out. And of course, there will be bigger clubs admirers of his services. I have to say, I think it will take a lot of money to secure that, but he looks as if he's capable of stepping up the levels.
Nadir Chiefti is just one of many at Dundee United. A lot of youngsters, you know, we're talking about him, he's still only 21, 22 years old. There's a lot of time ahead of him to, you know, a year or two at Dundee United. He's got lots of time to go and, you know, step up the levels like so many others at Dundee United. But when you're playing in a team like that, where it's enjoyable, you're playing amongst your peers that are all good young players, you're in it together, it's an enjoyable situation. You don't want to rush away from that.
Yeah, the other thing I would say, I mean, it's one thing, and it's been shown down through the years and many times, it's one thing to be a very good Dundee United player, a good Hibs, a good Hearts player. It's another thing, particularly when obviously Celtic Rangers are at full strength, to be, for example, a Glasgow Celtic player, a Rangers player, because of the mentality that comes with the quality that you need as well. And that's the same in the Premier League in England. It's the best league in the world. If he's able to attain that level, then I think he's still got a bit to improve.
Stephen Thompson will absolutely be delighted with the saleable assets that they have at that club now. So will Jackie McNamara, of course, and the bank managers, because another big goal from Chiefchi tonight, and Jackie McNamara has won again. Let's hear from him with Emma Dodds.
Jackie, you expected a tough game. You came here, scored 2 goals in difficult conditions. How pleased were you with what you saw from your side tonight?
Yeah, delighted with the 3 points first and foremost. I thought we could have scored a few more goals. You know, when they get the goal back to go 2-1, it gives them something to go for. You know, I've been slightly critical. We could have finished the game, you know, a lot earlier.
How pleased were you with the timing of the opener? Because there seemed to be not very much between the two sides up until that first goal.
Yeah, I thought with some good opportunities to in the final third, we didn't take it. Wrong option at times. You know, I'm just glad they come back to haunt us later on in the match. But to say that it is always a hard place to go. So I'm delighted with the 3 points.
You said you always feel like you've got goals on your side. I think that's now 18 goals in the last 7 games for you. When you see stats like that, does that give you confidence to make wholesale changes like you had to do tonight?
Yeah, I've got confidence in all the players. You know, the ones left out. Obviously, GMS wasn't well today, and Keith Watson injured. So it's important we have that freshness about us. A couple of suspensions coming up next week with 2 of the players. So I'm delighted for Big Brian as well coming on, starting tonight and getting a goal.
Yeah, I was going to mention Brian because you had praised him in the press earlier on this week, but he finally seems to be getting into his stride, doesn't he?
Yeah, again, it's maybe a frustration, we're not playing as much as we want, but I think that's down to the form of the other players when the are playing through the middle or ones that have came in. He's had to be patient, so I'm delighted for him to get a goal.
And on current form, you've got 15 points now from the last 18. You've still to play Celtic, Aberdeen and Inverness before the split. How high can this Dundee United team finish?
Well, I think we keep creating chances as we did, but we need to take them. We've scored a lot of goals, but for me, we have to be taking them and make sure we're more clinical.
And just finally, you played against a side tonight that are fighting for their lives, they're fighting for their futures. How does that differ to playing a side against the top end of the table?
You've still got to compete, you've still got to match them for effort. Hearts, again, you've seen the fantastic support they had tonight with their own fans, and they've had that all season. So we, as a player, I always loved coming and playing here. Fantastic stadium, and tonight, as I said, I thought we dealt with it properly. As I said, the only criticism I've got, we didn't take our chances.
Well, you are heading back with 3 points. Well played tonight.
Thank you. Thanks.
As Jackie said, Hearts did not give up. Danny Wilson, the captain, got 1 goal back, but it was not enough in the end. 2-1 final result. Gary Locke now with Emma.
Gary, a 2-1 defeat for you tonight. Do you feel you should have taken something for that game?
Yeah, I think so. I think playing against a very good side, but we've created enough chances. I think probably Ryan Stevenson's got the best chance in the first half. And if he scores that, we come in different score at half time. But the boys worked tirelessly again and gave it everything. And just a bit of quality for Sifties cost us a couple of points.
I know you've said in the past that sometimes the heads have gone down when you've conceded a goal. I guess you can't label that at your players tonight.
No, apart from maybe 1 or 2 games this season, the players are giving us everything. I think you see there. We're lacking a little bit of experience playing for everyone to see. The disappointing thing is, we've got the ball at both their goals and we give them it pretty cheaply. But we've just got to keep working hard. The boys are improving, and all we can do is keep working hard and make sure we don't let these supporters down. Because again, what a magnificent backing we had again for the stand, and it's important that we try and get a couple of victories before the end of the season.
Your top goal scorer is your right back. Is that an example of the limitations you're working with this squad?
Yeah, well, as I say, I'm no one for making excuses. Callum feels his position, the best position's right back. So, and we have had a problem there all season. And obviously we started the season without any really recognised strikers either. So it doesn't help. But we're not here to make excuses. We've got to go with the players we've got. And as I say, they're giving us everything. But we'll have to try and eradicate the 1 or 2 errors that we make.
Depending on various permutations over the course of the next week, you could be technically relegated by the time you play the Edinburgh Derby. How anxious or how are you approaching the next 7 days?
No, we'll approach them the same as we do. We take every game as it comes. We knew we were going to get a difficult game tonight against a team that are flying, high and confident, playing very well. But we'll look to the derby next week, and it's one we're certainly desperate to win for, especially for our supporters.
And it's far from ideal preparations, with the relegation issue, but you've also got that meeting hanging over the club's head in Lithuania on Friday. I mean, are you hopeful everything will go through as planned? Yeah, we're all very hopeful. That's the biggest battle that the club faces. Certainly off the pitch, and we hope everything goes well next Friday, and that'll give hopefully everyone a massive boost. Well, fingers crossed for you, Gary, and thanks for your time tonight.
Thank you.
He's put on a brave face all season long. OK, we're running out of time here. Let me tell you what's coming next on BT Sport 1. It's the Sports Hub Live with Vassos Alexander and Chris Hollins, and we will appear on that as well. A little bit more analysis. Gentlemen, thank you very much for now. Well braved the conditions. We'll see you on Sunday for Rangers at Brecon. Bye for now.